Welcome, Capricorn. This is your monthly focus for March 2023, and what a month we have ahead of us. I tell you, everything is changing. Okay, at least once. Everything's changing at least once. Mercury actually moves through two signs through this month. So Mercury's at fast speed. Everything's at fast speed. Everything is direct. Let's start at the beginning. March the 2nd, we have Mercury going into Pisces. Now, for you, that would be your third house. So that is about allowing the transformation to begin in your life. That is talking about it. That is reading about it, teaching about it. Be creative. Okay, with your thoughts, especially Mercury in Pisces is a beautiful time to be very creative and imaginative within your thoughts. Allow a little bit of magic in. Okay, allow your dreams to become vivid, or your actual dreams may be more vivid as you go through Mercury and Pisces. So for the first couple of weeks, you could find solutions where you never even considered before. Fresh new ideas can come in, creative inspirations can come in, a whole different way of thinking could come in for you under this energy. Okay, and it's about transformation. Yeah, it's about transformation. It's about your voice. It's about your communication and what you're communicating about these things. Now, on March the 7th, Saturn will go into Pisces, and that's kind of a big deal because Saturn will be there for the next 3 years. So, and we feel it more when it first enters and when it's just about to leave. So that's when we feel the energy the most. Okay, it's like we kind of get used to it after a while and we go with the flow. March 7th, Saturn enters Pisces. Now, Saturn shows up and says, "What are you thinking about? You want to do that? Okay, let's make it tangible. Let's make it real. Let's build a strategy. Let's make a plan. Let it be so. Let's do this." So our dreams, now that Saturn goes into Pisces, our dreams can have structure. So, I mean, really expand on those dreams, on those desires, on what you want to be your best life ever. Because Saturn is taking notes and trying to help you accomplish it. Also, we'll have the full moon in Virgo at 16 degrees once again. I think this is like fifth month in a row now. The full moon is in Virgo. So for you, oh yeah, this is great. This is new learning experiences and kind of closing the doors on some of the things that you've been growing in knowledge. It's kind of like you've plateaued in many areas, and now it's time to go in search of new things to study, new things to learn, how to grow your mind. Also, this is a time when you'll want to travel. And think about, it could be just traveling in your mind, yes, with your thoughts, but I'm thinking it's physical. Even if it's a day trip here and a day trip there, there's some kind of travel that will probably be involved, or making plans to go somewhere, or maybe you're just getting back from a trip. That could be as well. Now, nobody's talking about this, but I am, because I did some research because I thought, well, why is no one talking about this? I think this should be big news. Maybe there's just so much happening this month that it's just kind of getting forgotten. But Jupiter conjuncts Chiron. Now, I'm thinking they're kind of slow, those guys. So it's got to take them like 10 or 12 years to meet up in the sky. And Jupiter conjunct Chiron can bring in such great, deep healing that no other energy would even be able to scratch the surface of. Now, we might get that through by means of philosophy. We may get that through by means of spirituality. That healing can come in and change. So, this is a great time to sit there and say, okay, what serves me? What do I want to keep in my life? And what do I know I need to get rid of? What needs to go? Truly needs to go. For you, this is going to be in home and family. Okay, so maybe the dynamics of home and family are changing for you. Maybe you're having an empty nest for the first time ever, and you have to now create a new experience within that home environment in order to keep the balance, in order to keep the happiness, in order to keep the harmony and the beauty. So something's happened in the past that doesn't allow you to maybe love your home the way you do, or allow for the environment that you want so desperately in the home or within certain relationships within the home and family. Or maybe it's just your security and your well being. And something in the past hurt you. It could have been something somebody said or an experience you had. And something hurt you, and you built a wall of some sort to keep you safe so that you wouldn't ever wander in that direction again accidentally. And it's time to tear down that wall so that you can go forward within home, family, sense of security, sense of safety. With a beauty. So pay attention to that time. I'm sure they'll talk about it at some point, but March the 16th, Venus enters Taurus. So for you, Venus entering Taurus, oh, this is fun. This is excitement. This is joy. Okay, so Venus going into Taurus is a very sensual and romantic, almost like a patient kind of energy. But this is about your fun, your joy, your giggles, your laughter, your creativity, and allowing in romance. Okay, now Venus also has to do with money, and it's in kind of a money sign. So it could be, this is a time to bring out any kind of love issues, any kind of money issues, get them out in the open, talk about them. They can be dealt with directly and quite easily under this kind of energy. But it is about allowing yourself the joy. This is a time to really pamper yourself. This is a time to fall in love with yourself. Absolutely. And treat yourself like you should be treated each and every day. On March 19th, this is where the energy gets hot, I tell you. March 19th marks that Mercury goes into Aries. So yeah, it was only in Pisces for a very short period of time for us. So we get a little bit more direct in what we're saying and how we are expressing our ideas. They're filled with more passion than usual. We could become restless. We could become very impatient in many ways. And for you, this is all about your fourth house. So now you're talking about the changes that you want to implement within the home and within the family. Maybe it's redecorating a room. Maybe it's moving completely. But there's some shift happening, and it's only getting stronger as the month goes by, obviously, because on March 20th, the sun moves into Aries. That's Happy New Year for the astrology, because the sun moves into Aries. It's the initiation of springtime coming into our life again, planting the seeds, okay? The new dreams, the new desires, the new paths, the new opportunities, the new relationships, the new learning experiences is all out there for us because Aries is alive. Okay, Jupiter's already there. Mercury is already there. Now the sun's there. On the 21st, the moon tries to get in. Okay, so every full moon has been at 16 degrees for the last 4 or 5 months, and every new moon has been at 1 degree, which is kind of uncanny, but that's what's happening. So it is what it is. Very, very powerful energy for us for all the moons. But this one doesn't make it to 1 degrees. It's like Aries opened up the door and the sun started to come in and stopped at the doorway to talk to everybody. And along comes the moon and says, oh my gosh, what are you doing in the doorway? We both got to get in there. It's at 0 degrees and 48 minutes. So it's almost completely in, or, like it hasn't made it to that 1st degree yet. So talk about beautiful, and I just looked down, the Fool's there. Think about those new beginnings, those new starts. What you want to step into, what you want to experience, where you want happiness in your life, where you want joy. Because these are all things they're being asked of you right now. And I think home and family, that'll be a very strong and pivotal place for you to put your concentration, put your energy. March 23rd, Pluto goes into Aquarius, so out of your sign. That was a long 20 years, wasn't it? But maybe fortunately, unfortunately, it's more fortunate. Actually, it'll come into Aquarius for a couple of months, then it goes back to you and just kind of finishes up all those chapters that you've been working on with Pluto in your house. And Pluto goes in back into Aquarius and then spends a couple of decades into for that Aquarian energy. So Pluto is death and rebirth. Pluto is uncovering the secrets, uncovering the mysteries, the mystical, the metaphysical. The Pluto is our empowerment, our power, and how we obtain our power. And Pluto will be going into your second house for the next 20 years. So it's all about cash flow. It's all about making the money. It's all about, I mean, this is a time when you could really, in the next 20 years, become very wealthy, depending on how you utilize this energy. And we get this little trailer snapshot of some of the things that'll come into our viewpoint because Pluto is in our money sign. So it's how you bring in money, it's how you spend money, it's how you invest money, it's how you make money work for you. It's about growing avenues of money and money is only a vehicle to do the things that you truly want to do in life, right? It's just a vehicle. It's our barter system right now. The dozen eggs and the half pound of bacon doesn't get you as far anymore when you bring it to the marketplace to trade. They want money. So it's quite an exciting couple of decades that you're looking at, really, when it comes to your money. Now, we'll be talking about it as it goes along, obviously, because it's going to be there for 20 years. So this just kind of gives us our little snapshot of what it means for you going forward. And it's all about your finances. It could have a little bit to do with your comfort zone and growing your comfort zone. But your possessions, your stability, your productivity, and just when you think I'm done, Mars says if everybody else is moving, then so am I. So on the 25th, Mars finally moves from Gemini. It's been there since September, a very, very long stay, and we've got very used to our Mars being in Gemini, and now Mars will move into Cancer. And so for you, that would mean relationships. Growing deeper, stronger relationship. This is a time when you're going to be making compromises in your life. This is a time when you're going to lay down some new ground rules. If you are single, and it's relationships, it's close relationships. So it could be platonic, it could be romantic, either or. Okay, so it could be your best friend we're talking about here. Now, Mars in Cancer is very nurturing, protective. In fact, we could find that we get very protective over a family member or maybe something that we value very strongly. We have great feeling or passion for. And I can guarantee you, while Mars is in Cancer, if you are not emotionally connected to the thing that you want to do, you will not do it. Okay? It's very unlikely that you'll make it happen. Okay? You have to be emotionally connected, invested into how you want to move forward, where you want to move forward. And it is relationships. Now, make sure that when you're doing compromises that you're not giving a part of your power away, and things won't just happen. Okay, you can't say it's going to change like this and then tomorrow morning everybody wakes up and follows the new rule of thumb. Okay, it's going to be very much like a very passive forward motion. So we may not even be able to really see those ripples that we're making, but we are making those ripples. That flower is opening to full blossom, but we don't see the petals actually moving, right? We just see them at certain stages, and then boom, there it is. Okay, so have a patience with this energy. Okay, let's get to the cards. Told you there's a lot happening. That's just the highlights. Just wait till you show up for the daily focuses. My goodness. Okay, our shadow card. Our shadow card is, look at that, Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is really going with the flow. Okay, really following your intuition, believing that you are protected, that you are being guided, that you are being led to where you need to be, when you need to be there, and why you need to be there. So your higher purpose, your mission in life, what it could be, things like that you are actually opening up to walking towards. And it's to have a trust. It's to have a trust that you will be taken care of in whichever way you need to be taken care of at whatever time. Okay? Here, we don't have any armor on. We know that we're well protected. We don't even have a weapon. We don't have any food. We hold our abundance out front and center, like nobody can take this away. So I would say this is a lot of relationships that you're growing strong as well, because it's something that nobody can take away. It's yours, right? Your heart, your love, your compassion, it's all yours. And that's your true abundance that you give out to the world on a daily basis. This could be about new beginnings and new starts, absolutely. And what's driving this energy? The Page of Swords. So a little bit of spontaneity is needed here. It's those spontaneous moments that might make or break on a lot of things in your life right now. It's just like serendipity plays a role here. Things happen out of the norm and puts you into certain places, making decisions that you normally don't make. And trust a little bit. Trust a little bit on why it's being shown to you. And of course, we're going to think about it logically as well, but trust it a little bit. Allow the magic. Okay? Think about how that could possibly move you forward. And this is a very spiritual energy. When this card shows up, so you have, the veil is thin for the entire month for you. So talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides. We have the King of Wands as your first card. This is saying, do not wait for all your ducks to be in a row. Do not wait for everything to be perfect before you decide to take that first step. In fact, it's highly recommended that you don't wait for that to all come into place. Okay, this is, yes, having a game plan, having a sketch, having a strategy, but not down to the very last detail, and going with the flow a little bit and seeing what happens and where we might need to pick up the slack and where we might need to lessen the load. Justice. So it's about making that commitment to yourself, that promise to yourself. And then giving it your focus and your attention and understanding what is stopping you from actually having that on a regular basis, having it as part of your reality, having it as something tangible and real in your life. So it's time to remove anything standing in its way or something that does not have value, no longer has value in your life. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So it's just as much how much service you give to the world that you receive in wealth and happiness and abundance and joy. And this is also a card to say, look at your relationships. Are they two-way streets? Is there a give and take involved? And is it fair to not only you, but them? And how can you bring those relationships a little bit more into alignment? Because we will have Mars going into our 7th house. So we will be looking at these things of how to make that relationship stronger, more viable, more supportive, more united as one. For work and career, we have the Six of Swords. So this is about going forward. This is about setting out for uncharted territory, that you are ready, that you have been through the lessons that you need, the challenges that you've needed to take wisdom from. You've been through it. You've passed with flying colors. It's time to set off. It's time to believe in yourself. It's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Now, this could be work and career. It could also be your stature within the family and the community, and raising your stature. What do people think of when they think of you? Who are you to others? What do you stand for? What do you represent? Where is your heart? Where is your passion? Do they know? Relationships is the Hermit. So it's about being in the here and now, and it's about saying, okay, this is my relationship. Now, how do I want to move forward with it? What does this relationship mean to me? Does it serve me? Does it have value? And if it does, then how do I strengthen it? How do I make it better than it already is? How do I grow that trust, that respect, that mutual understanding? If you're looking for a new relationship, this is more about getting in touch with what you truly want in a relationship and what you can truly, really give within the relationship in order to make that relationship very strong. Now, it could bring in somebody very, very strong and very structured to walk the rest of your life with you if you get in a relationship. I don't think you'll like superficiality at all when it comes to somebody new in your life. Even if there is somebody in your life, superficial won't work. It's got to be from the heart. It's got to be meaningful. Okay, our spirituality. You got decisions to make. Meditate on them, pray on them, sit in quiet contemplation. Okay, that's where you'll find the truest answers. That's where you'll find the true knowledge. It's tapping into your sage wisdom. The answer is within you already. And then having the courage and the wisdom to follow that advice. Health and well-being. 8 of Cups. No, there's a lot of things you like, and there's a lot of things you need to give up if you really want that health and well-being the way you really want it. So we want to get fit, but we just keep watching those TikTok workouts, and we don't really do the workout ourselves. So, kind of it's not going to work. So we have to leave the comfort of our couch or our bed or the nice chair we set it, whatever it is, the rocker maybe, and you just need to start doing and start going forward and leaving some of those comforts behind, because it is going to take effort, and it's going to take work, and we're going to feel really great about those things as we go forward, because it opens up a whole brand new world for us. But we're not going to like leaving the remote to gather dust for a little while. So it's becoming active, it's becoming physical, it's becoming, and actually stepping into doing those things. Okay, not you want to do a gluten-free diet, but you'll only do it like 3 days a week, or it's too hard to get outside of the house, so I only do it on weekends. Or it's either you make the commitment or you don't make the commitment, because there will be no value in part-time. And that means usually when we're doing it part-time, it's because we don't want to give up those other things as much as we are wanting what's in front of us. And so we have to change our perspective to what we want as our healthy lifestyle. Okay, we will get, I wasn't expecting that one at the end. I thought it was going to be a whole different message, but it wasn't. Okay. A Nature's Whispers card. And it is an 18. So that is the inner you, that inner child, letting them out, celebrating. And I'll hold it up because the pictures are so beautiful. And just take a couple of deep breaths and sit and meditate on the picture and see what you see within the picture and what gravitates to you, what calls to you. Look around in nature. Notice new beginnings, new experiences, and new choices being shown to you. They will only be evident to you if you take the time to look for these subtle messages. You are on the first steps of a long new path. You are being offered a blank page. What are your first words that you would like to write on it? Your possibilities are endless. You are in complete control of your life. This is a new beginning on your journey. Live in the present, trust in your own abilities, plant your seeds, and willingly venture into new territory. I kid you not. That's exactly what they said. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.